Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you to the Tech Brew Season 2, Episode 2, powered by Coding Ninjas 10x on campus. Before we officially begin, Ridhima, a quick question. When someone hears the Tech Brew, what do you think they expect?
Probably a tech session and maybe some coffee. Don't worry, Ankit. In today's session, everyone present here will be leaving with a good grip on what Tech Pro actually is.
Exactly. While we can't promise the coffee today, we definitely promise the brew, a mixture of technology, learning, and real world insights.
For those joining us for the first time, the Tech Brew is an interactive tech talk and learning series by Coding Ninjas 10x on campus, created to bridge the gap between students and industry professionals.
It is not just about learning, listening to lectures. It is about learning how technology is actually applied in the real world, interacting with experts, and gaining perspectives that go far beyond the textbooks.
Through the Tech Brew, students get exposure to real world skills, hands on learning, and direct interaction with industry professionals. Every session is curated to help students grow, not only technically, but also professionally, making learning more practical, relevant, and engaging.
Today's session is a perfect example for this vision, where classroom learning meets real-world industry experiences. To take this conversation forward, it is our great honor to introduce our speaker for today, Dr. Dhanada Mishra, a distinguished civil engineering professional with over 3 decades of experiences across academia and industry, an alumnus of NIT Tiruchirappalli with advanced degrees from the University of Oklahoma and the University of Michigan. Dr. Mishra brings together strong global academic foundation with real-world industry execution.
Beginning his career with ACC Siemens, he has played key roles in shaping institutions such as KIT University, the Sambat Group, and Centurion University, contributing significantly to its emergence as India's largest skill university. Currently, as managing director at RaSpect, he is leading global expansion while redefining infrastructure inspection through AI driven autonomous system for safer and smarter asset management.
With a rare blend of academic depth, industry pragmatism, and future-forward vision, we truly honored to have you with us today, sir. We also have the eminent presence of our faculty coordinator, Assistant Professor Mr. Prakash Kumar Jha, ITR SOA University.
Moving ahead, let us quickly look at the agenda for today's session. We will begin with session's presentation, followed by spotlight questions curated from Google Forms, an interactive Menti activity, an open Q&A, and finally a few important takeaways.
To take us through today's session, we would like to introduce Mr. Aditya Satapathy, sir, a civil engineering graduate with experience in construction quality assurance and a strong interest in AI-driven infrastructure solutions.
We are about to hear about RaSpect, how it takes real problems and turns them into practical on-ground solutions. To walk us through what RaSpect is and how it actually works in real world, we invite Mr. Aditya sir to take it forward. Over to you, sir.
So we at RaSpect, what we do is we have leveraged and integrated both of these two technologies to provide advanced solutions for the inspection of the built infrastructure like high-rise skyscrapers, bridges, dams, and all sort of things. In today's session, we are having students from the AI or computer science background as well as from civil engineering background. So what we do is we are having our AI robotic technology where we have autonomous navigation like LiDAR, GPS, and vision systems, which independently work to our platform and provide some sort of insights to our clients and businesses and the responsible authorities. And what happens is, when we do some manual sort of work, what happens, the data that are collected gets outdated due to the time it takes, right? So we do real-time data collection and we are having a versatile application called Inspectica, which is our AI platform. Maybe if time permits, I will be able to give you a brief live demonstration of Inspectica as well. So Inspectica is only drones, but also different robotic devices which we can integrate into our platform to combine the insights and leverage the technology and make it more advanced. As I mentioned before, these are our key components like the robotic platforms like drones or any robots that collect visual, thermal, and LiDAR based data. So to analyze those data, we train the AI and we develop the AI for in our platform, the digital twin technology. Because when we are doing this sort of thing, the digital twin is a technology that you can access anything sitting anywhere in the world. Like if I am here, I want to inspect a building in US or a building in Europe. I can just check out the digital twin and I can really get a clear picture on what's happening on site and what's the condition on site through this digital twin. So these are the industry needs that we are focusing on, like safety risk. When we focus on high-rise areas where we have to move by ourselves and check the data or check the condition, it is having sort of a lot safety risk and inefficiencies. Like traditional methods are having a lot of inefficiency in their work. We can't reach to each and every place or every area. So this inefficiency we have decreased, or we can say we have minimized completely by the use of drones and data management. When we collect some sort of data through devices, we actually get a lot of data. So we need to manage that properly. So we give the authorities or those who are involved with us some sort of relevant insights. So data management or data analysis is one of the most important things for us in this case. So AI in infrastructure safety. So how AI is actually working in this space. When it comes to AI, most of us knows about generative AI like Chat GPT, Midjourney, or some video and image generation platforms. But in the AEC infrastructure, like architecture, engineering, and construction infrastructure industry, artificial intelligence is really playing a very big role. And what we are doing is we are using CNN and vision technologies to improvise the detection of the defects and minimize the errors that are happening. How RaSpect, being a Hong Kong-based company, how it came to India. So this is where RaSpect and DKM is leveraging this technology. RaSpect has collaborated with DKM, DKM Consult Private Limited. It is a company based out of Bhubaneswar only. We have our instant office in Patia. RaSpect, in collaboration with DKM, introduced this technology into the Indian market, and today in India, RaSpect and DKM both together has conducted several prestigious works and delivered a lot of valuable insights to the industry, and it is really appreciated by a lot of professionals, or we can say a lot of involved bodies with us. So when it comes to the development of the AI, it's also a crucial part that what type of AI or what sort of AIs we are developing. So these are the six type of AIs which we are currently focused on and we are working on. One of which is visual AI, as you can see, that is AI which can analyze and give us insights on the visual data, like any sort of videos or photos. So next comes the thermal AI, identifies water leakage or insulation problems. So when it comes to thermal AI, basically we get a thermal data of the structures by which you can find the cold spots and hot spots in the structure. If there is some sort of water leakage other than the wet areas of the structure, so we can identify the cold spots, why the heat is not getting spread over with time, or why it is getting accumulated over a particular area. And because heat and cold both are having some sort of diverse role in damaging the infrastructure from inside. So we are developing the thermal AI to analyze and automate the process to thermal analysis. So LiDAR AI. So what is LiDAR AI? So when we are creating digital twins or 3D models, we have to currently create it on our own. So there are two forms of 3D models that are easily created. One is through LiDAR and one is through photogrammetry. So photogrammetry is a little bit of less precise in comparison to LiDAR. Like LiDAR can give 1 to 2 cm of accuracy, 10 to 20 of accuracy. Photogrammetry gives around 4 to 6 of accuracy when we create the digital twin or the 3D models. So we are developing the LiDAR AI to get the data from the point cloud and make our inspection process more advanced. So similarly, vibration magnetic AI. These are made for the mechanical systems installed in any sort of infrastructure like industries, factories, and all. So there we can actually analyze how the machineries are performing, and our AI can detect the anomalies. And microwave AI is one of the most advanced technologies in the NDT sector, for which we are developing the AI technology we are currently having. So here you can get a background of RaSpect, like it was established in the year 2017 by our founder and CEO Harris Sun. So initially, our platform was developed for the inspection of the Boeings. So later on, based on the industry demand, because Hong Kong is a skyscraper capital of the globe. So based on the industry demand, we pivot and we develop our platform for the build infrastructure. Here it's a video actually where you can see how the yellow marks you are able to see on this building. This is the digital twin of a building. So these yellow marks are some sort of anomalies or defects that are present in the building. And where you can see the red dot, that is the selected one or the defect that we are currently checking out. So the selected defect turns red, and the defect quantified over the digital model seems to be yellow color. This is the basic overview. Uh, we can see more during the live demonstration. So RaSpect and DKM collaboration, how RaSpect and DKM collaborated, I gave you a brief, I gave you a brief explanation about that. So RaSpect was established in the year 2017, but DKM was established back in 2011, more before than RaSpect. And DKM usually focused on project management consultancies, MDTs, and structural health monitoring sort of thing through and quality assurance of construction projects through traditional technologies. So later on in the year 2021, RaSpect and DKM collaborated, and we were able to import this technology of RaSpect, this advanced AI technology, to leverage the inspection and structural health monitoring process. So RaSpect is the company, and our platform Inspectica is the AI platform. Like all of you know, like OpenAI is the company and ChatGPT is the AI. OpenAI is the company and ChatGPT is the AI. So similarly, Google is the company and Gemini is the AI. Similarly, RaSpect is our company and Inspectica is our AI. So I give this description because most of the people get confused between RaSpect and Inspectica. People say RaSpect AI and don't remember Inspectica. So what are the features that we are having on Inspectica? So basically, it is a AI-driven SaaS platform for building inspections where you can do the automated defect detection. Like even if you are not a civil engineer, you can do the building or infrastructure inspections and get your insights. And it will be classified into different type of defects like whether it is a crack or spalling and what sort of thing. And data visualization and reporting tools also we are having for like MS Word, PDF, and Excel. And what's the impact like for the maintenance purpose of work? It is really helpful in the inspection of high-rise building on infrastructure where we are having a lot of safety risks. So this is some sort of global projects or signature works we have done. Like one is the ICC building in Hong Kong on the Bank of China, Hong Kong, then HSBC headquarter in Hong Kong. So these are some sort of awards and certifications we are having with. So our mission is to develop AI, deep tech, big data, and robotic technologies. With the value what we want to provide is after this here. It's a video I would like to show. So as I mentioned before, like we focus on innovation and value through our vision. So due to which we have developed a training program on AI and drone technology. It is a 3 to 5 days of training program by which get the best performance out of the training program and provide them internship opportunities with us. Also, those who are having some sort of very good ideas in this field, DKM is also incubator who works to get it into the market. So let me play this video. Can anyone confirm if you can get the audio of this video?
Of capturing the data, positioning the data on the platform, then the AI preliminary analysis, and the reporting part, how all these steps are happening, and now we can basically see it live.
Good, sir. So at the beginning of the semester, I actually enrolled in a machine learning course on Google, but I've never got into it. I only learned what supervised and unsupervised learning was. And I've learned more than what I learned on Google since I attended this workshop. I'm pretty thankful for this workshop and I've learned a lot about drones, machine learning, AI modules and everything. It was a really fun experience.
In the first day, I thought we will not fly drones really, but yeah, but.
I hope all of you were able to see these videos. So this is our core team based out of Hong Kong. So in India, we are having this sort of team members. We are having around 14 to 15 permanent members. So if you are interested with any sort of ideas or internship opportunities or trainings you want to take with us, you can feel reach out through any medium available here. So here you can see this is the initial interface of Inspectica. Whenever you will open the platform, this is how you would like to see you would get to see the platform. Here you have to get registered into the platform, then you can log in. So when you will log in, you will get an interface.
Yeah, you can always look up on our YouTube channel for some videos of the platform, but let me see if I can play it during my interaction.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really insightful and gave us a clear picture of how real-world problems turn into real-world solutions.
So the way you connected academic learning with real-world industry expectation has given us a lot to reflect on.
Building on this, we will now move into the spotlight questions, the questions that were submitted by the students through the Google Forms. I request Dr. Mishra sir to answer all those questions.
Okay, thanks Ankit, thanks Ridhima and Aruba, who first reached out to me on LinkedIn to take this session. Now, before we get into that, first of all, let me thank you all and your university, SOA. I have an interesting background, an unusual background in the sense that I did my higher studies in US and then joined the industry instead of going into the IITs in India first at Associated Cement Company and then in Australia with Rockla. And then I came back to Odisha to join back in academia, initially with KIT University and then with Centurion and KMBV college, which is under Sambat Group. And since 2017, I've been, I've relocated to Hong Kong. First, I came here as a visiting, scholar at Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, one of the, top universities in the world, young universities in the world. And after I finished there, this was like 4 or 5 years ago when starting to become quite a trend. And as you can imagine, somebody like me coming from another generation wouldn't know much, and particularly being from civil engineering background. And so I decided to learn more about it, particularly being curious about its applications in civil engineering. And that's when RaSpect found me, or I found RaSpect through a mutual, and I decided to join a startup. So now you can imagine coming from being the principal or director at KMBV College to university, doing academic research, then going into a startup would be quite an unusual journey. Obviously, startups are where the action is. RaSpect at that time was a 4 or 5 year old startup which was incubated by Hong Kong Science and Technology. Generally startups are run by youngsters like all of you. I'm so happy to see almost 160 of you having joined this session, and really congratulate all of you, those who have organized this, because this is how you get to know what's happening out there in industry, the latest trends and knowledge, which will help you to prepare for it. And I'm so happy that not only I could join RaSpect and work with much younger team members who are obviously much more versatile and knowledgeable about the latest technology, but I could also pick up enough knowledge and provide my domain knowledge, which is from civil engineering infrastructure. Interestingly, my first job at ACC was, non-destructive testing specialist. So at that time, I used to go out and inspect many of ACC's cement plants, and we had a consulting division which offered the same services to clients like NTPC or Nuclear Power Corporation or various other major players in the infrastructure sector. Hong Kong is a very interesting place. Not only my PhD advisor, Professor Victor Lee, who happens to be from Hong Kong and is world famous for being the #1 researcher as per Stanford's, being from Hong Kong, I was always curious to visit and see Hong Kong for myself. And if you ever get a chance to come here as a civil engineer, you'd be very much impressed with the infrastructure here. As Aditya mentioned, it's the global capital of skyscrapers. It's a very small, compact island, but surrounded by beautiful nature. In fact, people don't realize that everybody thinks Hong Kong is a concrete jungle, but actually 75 to 80% of Hong Kong is actually lush green forest and hills and, sea, beaches, very well maintained and so on. So all of the skyscrapers are limited to a very small part of Hong Kong. So Hong Kong is the right place for a company like RaSpect to come up and provide this almost revolutionary new technology or approach to building inspection. You all must have heard of this news of how a slab fell in Mumbai from a bridge which is under construction, a metro bridge, and fell on an auto rickshaw and a car and killed one person and injured people. So these kind of incidents, you are aware, are quite common, unfortunately, in our country, which is not so common in parts of the world like Hong Kong. Although Hong Kong recently was in news for the major fire which killed 160 people, which is the worst incident of its kind in a long time. Anything falls from a height, from a building, let's say broken glass or a piece of tile or a piece of concrete, if it's not well maintained, then it has the potential to kill somebody down below on the footpath or damage property or vehicles and so on. And these kind of incidents happen from time to time, about 20 incidents per year. Generally, thankfully, they're not critical like we see in India. But still, the government here takes it very seriously, and there is a very strict regulation that every building must be inspected regularly. And in India, my hope is youngsters like Aditya and maybe some of you would join him and build on this kind of technology. So that is my hope. And with that hope, we have been taking these internship programs and training programs to many colleges in India. And I'm very happy to see youngsters who are full of potential, just like all of you, who are catching up very quickly with the new technologies, AI technology. And there are a lot of startups in India which are building applications on top of these technologies. And I'm sure country's future will be bright when all of you do your best and achieve your full potential.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words were truly insightful and very thoughtful presented. We really appreciate you taking the time to share your perspective with us. We'll be moving to the Q&A part, getting the questions from the students, those who have submitted the questions in the Google form.
Let's begin with our first question asked by Anvesha Malik. What skills should students prioritize today to stay relevant in an AI-driven job market, especially for cloud and AI roles?
So it kind of takes me back to when I entered college and was your age, even at NIT Trichy. We used to, queue to have access to computer. So there was one central computer center, and there were no laptops or PCs. There was just a mainframe, and then we have to write our code in Fortran and then submit it to the computer center and get the printout and the results, and analyze them. Only after going to US in '89 that I could actually get into a computer center where I had my own terminal, where I could learn, how the computer technology was coming up. So you are in a sense in the similar sort of situation with the way AI is currently coming up. The only big difference is that all of you actually have access to the latest cutting edge AI models that are being launched almost on a daily basis around the world. And a lot of it, of course, the free versions are always there. The cutting edge ones may cost some money. Many of you can, as students, can get some demo versions and so on. So you can really play around and learn these technologies as they unfold, which was not the case in our time. But just like you have to learn English properly in school or in your +2 in order for you to communicate like we are communicating right now and benefit from this communication. Similarly, you have to have some foundational skills, particularly those of you who are not just consumers or users, but actually going to be future builders of the technology. Those of you who are from computer science, from other engineering background. Now, all of the engineering disciplines like earlier, even now, you would all have compulsorily learning some coding skills, maybe C++, Java, and some data structure, database skills, basic maths, which is very, very important, particularly for AI. Having all of you chosen engineering, obviously you cannot. I presume that you all would like or love science and maths. If you don't, you better develop that love because that will really be important. So linear algebra, matrix operations, these are the fundamentals behind AI. So first couple of years, like I believe Anvesha is probably in first year or second year, you must focus on those fundamentals, okay? While you start playing around with some of the tools, whether it's PyTorch or TensorFlow or SQL or how to use GitLab or GitHub. All of these, of course, become important as you go through your first, second, third year, that you focus more on building projects because that is where the real learning would happen. So there are hello world equivalent, beginners exercise in AI, in machine learning. All of you can do it today. So having done all of that, and once you go through that, then you understand the fundamentals of AI in a way that will really benefit you. And then finally find a good place, good startup, particularly to do your internship. Because you may think that putting a big company name in your resume would sound good for your internship, but it's with a startup that you get to really do some serious work and so on. So all of you can aspire to achieve that level in a very short time, and then I think you'll do very well. I hope that answers the question.
That's a very practical way to look into it, sir.
Sure.
So we are moving to the second question. How can first and second year students effectively prepare for AI or cloud roles and secure meaningful internships early? This question was asked by Vishnu Prasad Senapati from batch 2029.
When lakhs of students like you are looking for meaningful internship, there are very few good opportunities available, or not enough good opportunities are available. And most large companies or even SMEs and so on, they are so busy doing their own business that often they see interns as more of a burden than help. And they would probably give you relatively less meaningful work, more routine work or something that has to be done, but not something that you'll really learn a lot by doing. So that is where I believe that the startups are the places where you should always look for things you got to do. First couple of years focusing on your maths, programming, core computer science skills, and doing some small AI experiments or practicals as part of some training courses on Coursera and so on. That would prepare you well. And then you start choosing maybe to specialize either on computer vision related area, or the natural language processing LLM related area, or machine learning operations MLOps, like DevOps as a pipeline where you want to concentrate and develop your skills, and try to do a couple of more serious projects in your year 3 and 4, creating a portfolio of your work, which is very important, and showcasing what outcomes you achieved as part of your projects or whatever you did, and hopefully showcase it on GitHub or GitLab, so that potential recruiters and internship providers can see that clearly. And also, don't treat AI as something like of a magic bullet for everything, but rather treat it as another tool, just like the software tools you've been using, and then think about a solution using AI as a tool. And if that happens, then everything else for you will fall in place. That's my
I
right.
think this clears up a lot of confusion students usually have.
So, moving forward to our third question, asked by Aryan Dev Prasad. What kind of projects, internship, or portfolio elements that you said right now truly make a candidate stand out to AI based companies?
Yeah, I think I partly answered that. So as you can imagine, since I work with RaSpect and we are into infrastructure and inspection and so on, which in itself is a $1 trillion industry globally, you can think of the various things that this technology can be used for. Not only building facade is what we started with, but now we're doing bridges and industrial structures and oil and gas infrastructure, dams. You can think of anything that falls under built infrastructure. So every time you have to pull down an important infrastructure and rebuild, then you are actually using resources and causing pollution, and the sustainability is badly affected, negatively affected. So safety, functionality, and sustainability, 3S, is what we should be focusing on while using this kind of technology. Now, coming back to how you can showcase yourself for internship and so on. Like I said, if you have done some projects, and first it'll obviously be some assignments or some exercise as part of some training program online and so on. And there are excellent training programs online. Like particularly, all of you must be already familiar with Coursera or edX. A lot of the training courses there are free, and if you want a certificate, you pay a small fee and you can get the certificate. But you can do the course from the best in the world of trainers. And it's very important that you choose the right courses, actually, because there are so many YouTube videos and so many people online offering so much knowledge. So your first thing is use AI to find the best course for yourself, for your objective in your career and so on. And then once you have done that, showcase it on Git. and then put it on your LinkedIn profile for sure. Have a very professional looking LinkedIn profile, and start targeting startups and small companies in your field of interest, or those who are working in a problem that interests you. And these days it's very easy to find them using AI, search engines, and so on. And then always reach out. I mean, it's like Aruba reached out to me on LinkedIn. I mean, I'm obviously very busy with a lot of work and so on. But because you can imagine, I was a professor in India, I was running institutions. So I know how important it is for students like you to have this kind of interaction. So I'm always happy when somebody reaches out for an internship or a training program or a session like this to spare my time, even if it's on a Saturday or Sunday. Treat your faculty and founders of startups who you might be interacting with or inviting to your institute for various occasions as your mentors, not just as referees, for example. Sometimes take your relationship beyond that and try to develop a mentor mentee kind of relationship. The summary of it is, do a few projects first with exercises in training and then with internship, develop strong relationship with your mentors, highlight it on Git and LinkedIn, then do cold reach out to companies that you are targeting in your area of interest for internship and hopefully for future plans.
That's an important point, sir, you have mentioned there, especially for the students who are here for preparing for the placements. So moving on to the fourth question. This question is asked by Pranjali. How can students bridge the gap between classroom learning and the real corporate expectations in the AI era?
Always encourage students to go to one of the top universities and get very good classroom. But so I can never bring you the best in the world into your classroom to teach you a course, for example. Whereas the same course may be available online on Coursera, where you can not only learn the topic from a different perspective, but get to know some of the cutting edge developments in that field. Now, that's the kind of mindset that will help you to think beyond academic style you do as a homework. Generally, when you are approaching a startup or a company for an internship or a placement and you are showcasing your projects, then there's a very clear distinction between something that is done for academic purpose and something that is done towards a production level exercise, or a product that you have built or exercise that you've done. If you take from what RaSpect and DKM are doing, if you there are so many aspects to the work that, for example, infrared data is a particularly challenging data where you can identify building defects from hot spots and cold spots. But even now, there is no successful AI model that can accurately enough identify those defects. And we have just recently actually deployed a cold spot model. We are still working on a hotspot model. Thinking about such unsolved cutting edge problems, and even if you do unsuccessfully or with limited accuracy, you develop something that will be much more useful or much more impressive to a potential recruiter compared to a academic style project where you have a very clean sort of exercise routine. Yeah, hopefully that helps you.
This really puts things into perspective beyond the theory, sir.
So, coming to our last but not the least question, what common mistakes do students or fresh graduates make while preparing AI or ML roles or internship, and how can they avoid them?
Some routine exercise type of projects which are not really connected with real life sort of issues or real life application. Second is, very often I find students who reach out, but if you look at their even LinkedIn, somebody had put a Hanuman photo in the LinkedIn profile, for example. Those kind of very silly things people tend to do without realizing that it really creates a very poor first impression, for example. Then in this day and age with the prevalence of AI tools, there is no excuse for you not to have a very clean LinkedIn profile, or be able to write. But at the same time, this kind of basic communication skills becomes very, very important. Because you don't want to write something generated by AI, then when I have an interview with you, you cannot speak 2 lines in securing, both internship and placement. Yeah.
This really puts things into perspective beyond this thing. It was very funny that someone is putting Hanuman DP in the
Yep.
LinkedIn profile.
So now let's go to the fun segment of this session. We have a little more interactive thing in this session, a short fun Menti activity for all of you. Please scan the QR code and enter the code shown. It's going very well, and the experience and insights that Sir shared with us is really helpful for us, especially for the students who are looking in the field of AI or civil engineering.
I would like to introduce Pratham Bhaiya for the Menti quiz. He will be taking on the Menti quiz, right?
Thank you so much, Ankit and Ridhima, for continuing this forward. Hey guys, how are you guys doing? सब कोई enjoy कर रहे हो अभी तक के session को? Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us in this meeting. We have really enjoying the knowledge that you have shared with us, and I think we have covered a lot of aspects that we haven't been able to see as a students.
As we can see, 138 members have joined.
Okay, so we have a future ready career Gen Z quiz challenge. Test your knowledge on internships, AI, corporate life, and building a winning mindset. Are you guys ready for it? I am very much excited. Let's go. So we have quickly I'll brief you the quiz rules. We will be having 15 seconds for each multiple choice questions. The questions must be might be correct. Or any of the answers is absolutely correct in the questions, that is for sure. Fastest answer means more points, and the questions will be open questions of 30 seconds. Speed does not matter. Okay, here we are going with the question one. Let's see. What's the best way to stand out in an internship application? Oh, amazing. First, trail your resume. Second, use Cosmic Sans font. Third, copy paste from Google. Or fourth, send a meme as a cover letter. 86% of the people have guessed it correct, and 2 people who are using Comic Sans. So answer is as is expected, trailing your resume shows a genuine interest and matching your skills and roles. Let's move to the next question. What do the most companies expect from Gen Z's interns? Ability to make coffee, owning a pet lizard, expert in TikTok dances, or willingness to learn. I hope the TikTok dancers are not here anymore. Maybe they have shifted from Instagram. 92% of the people have selected willingness to learn. There is one TikTok dancer within us who is still ready to do it, and 4 people are good in making coffee. Yes, the correct answer is company values intern who are eager to learn and adapt, not just trendy skills. Note that, guys. Next question. Make sure to answer quickly. Which AI tool is most useful for automating tasks at work? Fortune Cookie, Magic 8 Ball, Crystal Ball, Chat GPT.
I would select ChatGPT.
Well, these options having some food making me hungry by. 94% of the people are with Chat GPT, and then there are 4 cookie eaters. Yes, the correct answer is Chat GPT, and similar AI tools helps in automating the correct task. We have the leaderboard right now. 2,700 points. We have Rabbit in the first place. Congratulations, guys. You will be the people who are on the top of the Menti quiz will be awarded with a certificate, Menti certificate, and the Menti. Next question coming up. What's the mindset helps Gen Z to thrive in the workspace? The options are DAP mindset, ghosting mindset, procrastination mindset, and growth mindset. I think a lot of people are into ghosting mindset, but let's see what our audience is in. Answer in 3, 2, 1. Growth mindset, that is. And yes, as I guess, there are some ghosts still present in the meet. The correct answer is the growth mindset, means you're open to learn and improvement, key for success, definitely. Next question. Answer quickly, guys. In 3, 2, 1. What's the smart step to design your future-ready career path? Option 1, wait for a sign. Option 2, ask your pet. Option 3, identify your strength. Option 4, spin a wheel. None. Very good. Most of the people have selected identify your strengths. And one is there for the ask for the pet. I hope your pet is not a chameleon. Correct answer is knowing your strength helps you to choose the right direction to your career. That's it. Next question, please. The question is, what's the common mistake when applying for internship? Option 1, using emoji in your name. Option 2, bringing snacks to interviews. Option 3, wearing socks. Option 4, sending the resume everywhere. Well, I can do that. My name is Pratham and I can use one emoji, but I don't know. I'm not sure about you. Prathama, Ankit, I don't think you guys have the emoji for your names.
Our emoji doesn't exist.
Yes, so the correct answer is customizing your resume for each role is the key. Next question. Which skill is not usually expected from a Gen Z intern? Option 1, teamwork. Option 2, adaptability. Option 3, perfect latte art. And option 4, communication. This is a pretty tough one because I can see most people will go for the perfect latte art, but let's see. That is the perfect latte art. Adaptability. 15% of people think that it's adaptability, and 19 people think that it's communication. Yes, definitely, it's the employee wants the soft skills, but not the barista level coffee. I think Starbucks is there for that. What's the next question? We'll be starting the next question in 3, 2, 1. How can you leverage AI in your career? Option 1, send AI generated jokes to your boss. Option 2, automate repetitive tasks. Option 3, replace your manager with a robot. And option 4, predict the weather with a dance. There are 11 people who are still predicting weather with their dance. I want to see that dance definitely. 83 people have selected automate repetitive tasks. The correct answer, AI can help you smarter by animating the routine tasks, but saving them for is big challenge. Definitely. Now let's see the leaderboards after so long. Rabbit and Satyam is in the fight. Riddhi is also there, and as always, Rabbit is. Who's the next? What's the next question? Come on. What's the sign of a winning Gen Z mindset? Option 1, we're only working on Fridays. Option 2, ignoring everyone. Option 3, embracing feedback. Option 4, collecting memes. I see most of the people, all these questions have a lot of options for the memes. Okay, so we have 71 people embracing the feedback. That's the correct answer, guys. Let's go to the next question. What should you do first when planning your career path? Ask your dog for your advice. Set clear goals. Buy a magic wand. Wait for luck. Okay, this is a very tough question. Let's see if people can answer it correct. Clear set goals. 97 people are setting clear goals, and there are the 2 people who are talking to their dogs. Setting clear goals gives you direction and motivation. Definitely. Next question. What's the creative way to network as a student? Option 1, attend virtual events. Option 2, set career pigeons. Option 3, only connect with robots. Option 4, wait for people to find you. Correct answer is attend virtual events, and 97 people have guessed right. Yes, virtual events are the great way to meet professionals. That is why Coding Ninjas hosts these virtual events every quarterly in the month, and we will be bringing more such events like this for you guys. Which habit helps you to stay ready in your career? Future ready in your career. Option 1, continuous learning. Option 2, sleeping in meetings. Option 3, ignoring feedbacks. Option 4, collecting office pens. There is one person who is sleeping in meeting. I am pretty sure, sir, आप अपने 100 people are still continuous learners. Well done. Continuous learning keeps your skills sharp and prepares you for the new challenges. Let's go to the next question. Get fast. What's the good way to decode corporate expectations? Ask your feedback regularly. Use only emojis in emails. These emojis. Guess and hope for the best. Bring donuts every day. 2 people are still bringing donuts, and 1 is hoping for the best. But 95 people will ask for the feedback. And here's my feedback: you are doing great. Regular feedbacks helps you to understand what's expected and how to improve. Next question. What's the fun way of building teamwork skills? Hide in the break room, join a group project, solo karaoke, only work alone. Who is doing solo karaoke? Let's see what's the correct answer. Join a group project is the correct answer, and there is one person hiding in the break. Group projects helps you to practice teamwork and communication in a fun way. The last question, guys. What approach helps you to leverage AI ethically? Claim AI's work as your own. Let AI do your homework. Check sources and give credits. Ignore privacy rules. The correct answer is check source and give credits. Those 29 people who are claiming the AI work. So now that's the all for the Menti quiz. We will see the leaderboards, and with I can see there is a change in the leaderboard. Riddhi being the fastest is the winner. Congratulations, Riddhi, with 13,600 points. In the second position, we have Khushi, then Rabbit, then Anshika, Swagat, Utkarsh, Riddhi, Devyani, Amaresh, and Praharaj. Congratulations to you guys. All of them are in 1300 points. That's amazing. Yeah, thank you guys for participating in the Menti quiz. I hope this was an amazing interactive session. It was meant to wake up you guys from the sleep that you were having. I saw some of you. I'm watching you guys closely. Make sure. We will then now continue with few of the questions.
Apart from these questions we have covered till now, if anyone is having additional questions or any doubts, this is the perfect time. You can just open your microphone or ask, or else you can just type it in the chat box. Dr. Mishra will be happy to address them.
Couple of things that came to my mind that I'd like to add to what I said before. I think the uncertainty of the future is something that I didn't address. I'm sure all of you are quite familiar with a lot of the talk around how things are changing so rapidly that software engineering as a profession might completely disappear or get drastically affected with the latest release of Claude. Claude's latest model caused a havoc in the stock market. A lot of the software companies placements and recruitment is getting hampered in a big way. So I presume that that must be weighing heavily on some of your minds, how you tackle this going forward. So especially the CS guys or IT background students, try to pick up some knowledge in other domain of core engineering. So in fact, in that sense, today those students who are from core engineering, like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, or chemical engineering, any other engineering, are probably slightly better placed because ultimately AI is going to be a tool, and today it's being made so easy to use that with vibe coding and all of these trends, that anybody can code, anybody can create an app very quickly, anybody can build an application. So it is a given that all of you would be expected to have those skills. But what is more important is that you must have some knowledge that as deeply as possible in a particular domain of your interest. It could be any of the branches, it could be any other field of application, let's say agriculture or healthcare or whatever sector that interests you and so on. Pick up some knowledge. So that's one, and have a mindset of embracing uncertainty. It is going to be uncertain. I mean, things are going to change rapidly, so there's no escaping from that. And so it represents both a challenge as well as an opportunity. And I hope all of you would be able to leverage this moment and be prepared for that. And the last thing is, when I saw some of these questions during the quiz about how do you conduct yourself as Gen Z in a corporate environment and so on. What I'm noticing in my company in DKM, we have 20, 30 people, some full-time, some part-time, and some interns and so on. So it's very easy to stand out in a crowd actually. Once you get that opportunity to join a workplace, simple things like being disciplined, being regular, being punctual, being available, and willing to go beyond your assigned duty to take the lead. So if you do that, then I'm sure all of you will do well. Thank you. That's all from my side. Let's see some of the questions if anybody has any.
So let's begin with the first question we have from our audience. How effective are current models at predicting failures in aging infrastructure compared to transitional inspection
Traditional.
methods?
Our current AI models can very accurately identify building defects or defects in infrastructure, and we can do a lot of analytics. So when you have another time, or if you organize a training program at your institute in 11 states were inspected using drones, the data was collected within 20-30 days, and we processed the entire data set, which involved in the end around 32,000 defects. So they included cracks and corrosion, exposed reinforcement, leakage problems, infrared, that is thermal issues, and so on. And things like this, it's not only good for repair, maintenance, and inspection reports, but it has huge implications for insurance, due diligence when you do purchase and sell, or transactions of infrastructure, and so many other aspects of the industry. So I would say they're very, very accurate, much more accurate than we could ever do before manually.
Thank you, sir. So the next question is, with AI rapidly automating coding tasks and powerful tools now capable of writing, debugging, and optimizing code autonomously, how can individuals future-proof their career in a world facing increase in tech layoff beyond traditional software development roles? And what new categories of jobs and skill sets are likely to emerge in the AI-driven economy?
So AI can actually customize it to for me to use only those features that I actually need and I use most often, and hide those features which I rarely use. This just as an example. Now, who can do it for me? Somebody like you who is familiar with AI and use of AI and comfortable with it, you can do it, and that is where the job opportunities are going to come from. And future is dire, but others think that equal number of jobs probably will also get created in just adoption of AI and keeping up with the pace of change.
Thank you, sir. This answer of yours has cleared some of my own doubts. So, moving on to the next question we have. If
Right.
you were starting today as a civil engineering student with no industry exposure, what would your 12-month learning roadmap look like to become relevant in AI-driven infrastructure inspection?
Wow, that's a that's a great question. Now, what I would do, Satish, is I will just upload your CV, whatever you have at the moment, and with your interests and with your skills and so on, and plug in this question as a prompt into Perplexity or ChatGPT or whatever you like, or hopefully to multiple such LLMs, and ask them to prepare your roadmap for the next 12 months. It'll give a much better answer than I can ever give you. So if you do your prompting correctly, and if you give AI the right examples and right input, then it will definitely give you back the best possible answer that anyone can give.
Okay, so moving towards our next question asked by
Mhm.
Abhinav.
Mhm.
In today's world where finding internship is kind of a real job itself,
Mhm.
what do you recommend should us students to do scope? Should we apply blindly and find out like trial and error, or should we use any particular strategy? What's your take,
Okay.
sir?
Okay, so I think we have discussed this a bit before. Like, as I was telling you, there is a big challenge out there. A lot of students are pursuing internship, and there are not as many positions on offer. And I believe the colleges are also not providing as much assistance as they should be giving. So it's really up to you, and you have the tools, you have the online opportunities to go out and secure, source, and search for the right internship opportunity for yourself. So obviously, I wouldn't do apply blindly and trial and error method. That will be the last thing you should be doing. And this is again another good use case for AI. What I told before, you have to really look within, analyze yourself, where you stand with respect to your skills, which area automatically or naturally attracts you, which domain, and then you Gemini on Google, ask it to prioritize startups or SMEs who will give you real opportunities rather than big companies. And then, obviously, easy to find the contact details these days. I would say, connect with the founder or somebody senior through LinkedIn, and then I'm sure you'll be very successful in landing an appropriate opportunity.
That was a very insightful explanation. Clarify how students should approach this challenge in a practical way. So, moving to our last question from the audience, it is from Keshav Kumar Jha. As a beginner with limited resources, what kind of small AI projects should we start with to build a strong foundation?
Before joining RaSpect, I was myself quite nervous in the sense that I had no practical hands-on skill. Now, I don't do any coding, I don't build the models, but I have to know enough in order to be able to lead the team and talk to the team and explain them what is required. So in order to do that, I also needed myself to have a hands-on exposure to the whole end-to-end process. Like how do you start with data? The way I did it was I took a course on Coursera, and there are exercises like I told you. The first exercise in AI, any AI course would be, especially computer vision oriented AI course. Of course, you don't have to write the code. The Python code is already given to you. You have to open a account on TensorFlow or PyTorch or whatever, and then just run the code. Get the data set from online and upload the data set, let the code run and train on that data set and give you the results. And then you just see how it works and then assess the accuracy metrics. Now, once you have done that basic exercise, that in itself will give you such a good start. Now, if I wasn't in a senior position where my primary responsibility for the company is its global expansion and to generate more projects and sign up with more partnerships and find customers and so on, then I was so happy with my own training that I would have become AI engineer if I didn't have all these other responsibility and would have continued my learning to go to the next level and so on, because it's fascinating and it's really enjoyable process. So with very limited resource, you can still do small AI projects to start with like this, and then graduate into more complex and more relevant, practical oriented kind of projects. Join a team. I'm sure all of you would do team projects, either a part of your coursework or outside, or look for competitions on Kaggle or other sort of hackathons and so on. And that's the way to learn. And I'm sure most of you are probably already doing it, right?
That was really very beautifully explained, sir. The last question is actually from me. I wanted to ask something. You've seen civil engineering evolve, like from notebooks to AI. What was harder, like learning concrete technology back then or learning new technology right now?
Well, you see, learning is a lifelong process, obviously. I mean, that's goes without saying, and all of you must be dedicated to that. There's no escaping from learning. You have to continue to learn throughout your life in order not only to stay ahead of competition and progress in your career, but if you want to have a self-satisfying kind of a professional life, because I can't imagine a happy person who hates learning and be in a profession, right? So it's like Tendulkar cannot hate playing cricket and still be a cricketer, right? So all of us have to have that attitude, and if you have that, then then it's a thing like your salary is a bonus for doing something that you already love. And so what I enjoy more now as compared to earlier, most of the learning when we started was of course book based, and we read widely, which is still a good habit to have. Then it became online, and we went to online reading, PDFs, this, that, and other. And now with AI, it's even more fascinating. You can customize your own learning. You can find things that are most appropriate for you, and then you have multimodal ways of consuming that knowledge, which makes it so much more effective and efficient and so on. And I enjoy learning using AI tools as well, as much as I did earlier.
Thank you so much, sir, for those wonderful answers. For the question from the audience and from me as well. And I hope everyone present here has experienced a wonderful interacting session with Dr. Dhananda Mishra, sir. Before we conclude, Ankit and I would quickly share what we have personally learned from today's session.
So, from today's session, one key takeaway for us is that careers in the age of AI are no longer about choosing between technology and domain knowledge, about learning how to integrate both effectively. What about you, Ridhima?
In my case, I would say we also learn that transitioning from classroom to corporate requires more than technical skills. It requires adaptability, continuous learning, and the ability to apply concepts in real world problems. Guys, please give us your feedback regarding this session. If you still want to ask any question or have any feedback regarding this session,
You can drop it in the chat.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'll take your leave now. Really appreciate this opportunity to interact with you all. I wish you all the very best and a very bright future to each one of you. Okay,
So, great thank you to Mr. Aditya sir as well for the
sure.
excellent presentation in today's session as well.
Thank you.
Guys, you can scan the QR code on the screen to receive your participation certificate, and make sure you scan it before leaving it. And if you share your certificate on LinkedIn and tag Coding Ninjas 10x on campus, which is present in the LinkedIn, the top 3 best posts will receive exclusive digital badges. So do not miss it out. Ritima, don't you think the audience is a pretty it's not
that
interacting?
as I'm not able to see any feedbacks from you, please give us your feedback so for the next time we can bring something new or interesting according to you.
You can connect with Dr. Dhanada Mishra from here. It's his LinkedIn handle.
Do follow Coding Ninjas 10x on campus on LinkedIn and Instagram using the QR code as shown.
Thank you guys for so much for your valuable time, and it's a very wonderful session with all of you. Now we are wrapping up, and I, Ankit Parida, signing off with Ridhima Singh. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much for
much.
attending our session, and the Tech Brew Season 2, Episode number 2, powered by Coding Ninjas 10x on campus.